It's been a couple of weeks since I've been up here on Pompey Chimes. Let's see what we can get done in less than 24 hours. I'm going to fit these bins. I'm going to put up 2 blinds, one in the kitchen, one in the lounge. I'm going to replace our go-kart tyre fenders with some proper fenders. I'm going to have a go at fitting this rope for the stove door. Replace the hatch furniture with some chrome furniture. Replace the cupboard furniture, which is brass, with some chrome furniture. Drink beer and rum. A job that I'm not really looking forward to, which is refurbishing the cassettes of our toilet. Try and work out what I'm going to do with this worktop. First job is to light the stove because it's due to get a bit cold tonight. I reckon 3 or 4 degrees up here. We are in November, so it's starting to get chilly at night. So yeah, getting the stove lit is one of the first jobs we need to get done. And we're really starting to get the hang of that now. So first job is to fit these bins. I'm going to have one on this side of the cupboard, the other on that side where the fire extinguisher is. So I've got to move the fire extinguisher and the fire blanket and the old bin and fix it to the side of the cupboard. We'll see how that goes. So the bins are fitted. One's going to be recycling, one's going to be just general waste, and a lot better than the previous bin that was there. So that's probably enough work for one day. Time to crack open a beer. I'm currently enjoying Brewdog's Black Heart, which is a nice stout. So crack that open, get that poured. It's a lovely pint. I really like it. A bit smoother than Guinness, a bit lighter than Guinness. And now we can chuck our recycling in the recycling bin. Once that's settled, that'll be a nice pint. So I had a really good night last night. Nice and warm. It was 2 degrees outside last night, but the fire kept it warm. We've got a little electric heater as well, and that kept it nice and warm throughout the night. The fire was still going this morning. We've got these overnight briquettes, and they seem to really work too. So I really struggle to get started sometimes, and today's no exception. So I think I'm going to start something nice and easy and have a go at these cabinet catches and also the hinges as well. These hinges here, I'm hoping we've got like for like, and we can just take one off and put the other one on. Nothing wrong with these, but they're brass and a little bit worn and a bit pitted, but we've got some new ones to put on there just to try and smarten those up. That went as expected. All the hinges are exactly the same as the ones that came off, so all the holes lined up, all the knobs fitted in without having to cut the screws and stuff like that. So yeah, much cleaner, much nicer, fresh new handles for fresh new doors. So our next job is to replace this blind. This blind's seen better days and it's the wrong colour. We're going everything sage now. This one's too long, the one we bought. They often are. You've got to cut them down to suit the size you want, so that's the next job. So the blind is up. Wasn't too bad fitting it in the end. It's a pain having to cut them down, but you get it the right size, and it's worth doing. Now the original blind had this kind of curtain stay thing that was screwed to the wall, and then it all tucked behind it. I didn't really like that idea, especially in the kitchen. So what we've done is, you can see, we've just put some magnets glued to the back of the blind and one glued to the frame of the window, and it just holds it back, which is quite nice. And then when you open it up, you just pull it up to the top, and then away we go. It's a much neater idea, I think. Yeah, really pleased with that. And now I'm going to replace the blind above the front door. Same process as the one in the kitchen. Let's see how this one comes out. So now I'm going to have a go at looking at this rope seal on this door. Giving it a bit of a clean up and a hoover out. Still got to clean the glass yet, but this rope seal, it's really odd. It's kind of got a groove to sit in here. There's not a groove, much of a groove around here, so not really sure what it's supposed to do or where it's supposed to sit. I don't know if it's supposed to sit in that groove. This isn't glued in at all, it's just been pushed in. Or whether it sits around in this kind of recess here. I'm going to try and glue it to that recess, but I don't know why there would be these grooves around here. So down the bottom here, it seems to be on that surface. I don't know. Well, I'm going to try and take the door off and then see what it comes up with. I think these just lift off. We'll have a look. So I'm just giving the door a bit of a clean up. Just been using some normal household spray and then one of these Scotch-Brite things on a sponge. And that seems to lift up most of it. I'm sure there's probably a better thing to use. If you know, put it in the comments. This not doing too bad really. Getting most of the grime off the glass. Happy with that. I can finish that off a bit better later. Good old blue rag. Great for everything. Right. So I think what I need to do is just try and lift out. See here it seems to, here I think it has been glued in. I don't know, it's all very brittle, so it's got to be changed, whatever. So that's sitting on the ledge around there, not in the groove. So I think it's got to sit around this ledge around the outside here. And this one, it seems to kind of double back on itself. Sort of goes around and back on itself. But again, very brittle. It's all just coming apart in my hands. So whatever, it definitely needed doing. And something needs doing, I want to do it. Yeah, it's just coming apart. That. So I'm going to carry on cleaning this and come back to you once it's all been freshened up. So I've given it a really good clean up. Use one of these wire brushes and a screwdriver to go around and hack all of the old bits off. Then this cleaned it up nice. Then use the good old sponge with the wiry bit on it just to try and clean it up and get a good clean surface, because this is the stuff we've got to use. It's a high temperature rope fixative is what it says. So what I've done is I've just laid it around dry for now, and then I want to measure how far I want to before I cut it. So I'm going to do as it was before. I'm going to double back on itself. It's a bit tight, I think. When I get to here, this point, I can double back on itself there. So it comes supplied with some tape to seal the ends, and it looks like it's double width compared to the one that's on there. So I've just wrapped it around where I want to cut it, and then I'm going to cut halfway like that. So then this bit, for the next time I do this, has already got the piece of tape left on it, which is going to be useful. Stops it all fraying up. I believe that then just goes something like that. Now, I don't know much about this. I've done a little bit of research, but it would appear you've got to leave this to cure before you can actually use the fire. So I'm probably going to lay this out, glue it up, and then just leave it like this until next week when I come back up, because that will give it a week to cure properly before I put the door back on, and then we can light it for the first time and see how it goes. So let's get gluing, see how this goes. Glad I got gloves on, because this would get quite messy, I think. I didn't. That's a little bit dry there, I think. I'll wind a bit more in that corner. Better. It was just pulling away from the edge, so just put some more down it. Make sure there's no excess anywhere. Yeah, happy with that. So I'm going to leave that now for a week. Come back next week, fit the door back on, and see what it's like. Hopefully it should seal it up a lot better. So another little job done today, just replacing the fenders. So we used to have these go-kart tyres, and now we've got some blue fenders, which just tie up onto the top there. Much nicer, I think. So that's it for another week on Pompey Chimes. Managed to get the blind up at the front. Didn't realise, but it's not a blackout blind. Shouldn't be a problem at night though, but we might end up changing that. We'll see how we get on. Got a little bit done, not as much as I wanted. I was probably a bit ambitious with my time. Managed to get most of the bits done. This was the chrome on the hatch door. We probably haven't seen yet. But yeah, so the Thetford cassette toilets I'm probably going to take home and try and do them at home. Probably going to be a bit easier to do them at home, I would have thought. We'll see how we get on. But thoroughly enjoyable 24 hours. Signing out for this week.